Everybody, it's Tora. I just wanted to get on here to talk about this. Has to do with my leadership video I did. It has something to do with that. But today I wanted to talk about the difference between letting your child have free will to speak their mind and what is it? I guess the difference between free will to speak your mind as a child and covering something up or I'm gonna get further into what I'm talking about in better detail. But on this channel, I kind of want to focus on like life, things that go on spiritually, um, things like just as far as lifestyle, as far as family, um, like how someone's raised, or just different viewpoints in life. It's not gonna be all over the place, but I just want to focus on just what goes on in today's day, my viewpoints on life, my viewpoints on how people live their lives, or not a judging way. And if it is going to be judgment, it's going to be righteous judgment. It's not going to be no nitpicking or this. I want this channel to more so focus on viewpoints, different people's different viewpoints, playing the advocate on the other side, and try to have some understanding with the different topics. This channel is not going to be about bashing nobody. That's not who I am. Um, a little backstory about me. As far as YouTube, I've been knowing about YouTube for since like tell my age, huh? I want to say 2005, six. So YouTube isn't new to me. It's just being on here, and I'll get into another video about like that stuff. But getting on here and creating a channel and being comfortable with making videos, because I've known about YouTube since I was about 15, 14. So 14, 15. So this isn't new to me, but I just want to get on here and just try to communicate and show you kind of who I am. I'm not the type to, I don't really like doing I guess I mean, it's other people's forte, but I don't do like necessarily celebrity gossip or anything like that. And if it were to come up on this channel, it's just me. But if I ever were to talk about anything like that, which I stray away in real life. Well, this is real life, but my everyday life is just not focused on things like that necessarily. Like it's just not consumed by that. And I know everybody makes their money different ways and do other things, but that's not my focus point on here. My focus point is just gonna have my opinions on life, probably sharing some things I went through and overcame. Just a little bit about me, about YouTube and stuff. So YouTube is not new. I like the old YouTube, before everything, before all this stuff, everybody made it a big thing. Before the celebrities found out what YouTube was, it was just children on here or young people on here just blogging and speaking their mind and doing whatever. So, but I do like where people. I like the opportunities that people can make money on here and reach out to people, and I like that kind of stuff. But the other stuff I don't like. But anyway, I wanted to get on here to talk about the difference between, and like I said, this has to do with the leadership video I did somewhat, but the difference between raising your children to speak their mind and know their place. Now, call me old school if you want, but when I grew up, and the reason why I'm saying this because I think some parents are getting, and not just new millennial parents, not just them, but some parents are getting it mixed up where you're letting your child speak their mind and they're getting out their place. For instance, when I grew up, first of all, number one, if I'm going to somebody's house, I'm going to speak, yeah. But if there are adults having a conversation about anything, I'm not gonna chime in and be like, yeah, and have an opinion We always went upstairs. Me and my family, my young cousins and stuff, we always went upstairs, and we enjoyed each other's company upstairs and out adults way, and not all in their mouth seeing what they're talking about. Like, we weren't allowed to do that. Um, Now, like I said, it's the difference between letting your child speak their mind and them getting out their place. So, for instance, if basically this is how I was taught. I was taught when you go in a house and it's full of adults, they chilling downstairs. Your place is go upstairs or go outside with your family, with your other cousins or whatever, or your siblings or whatever. Um, and if you were alone, just go upstairs, watch TV. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. But and not like I said, this has nothing all to do with new millennial parents because older parents have done it too. But we weren't allowed to sit in adults' company when they were having conversations and just chime in and just listen in like all up in grown folk mouths. We weren't allowed to do that. I was taught, go, like I said, go upstairs or mind your business. Like if I was in a car with someone, even if they were gossiping, like I said, I was taught don't chime in. Like I wish I would chime in on my aunties and then my uncles and them having a conversation, especially when it had to do with grown folk stuff. I would got popped in the mouth. But just knowing when to speak up, it's the difference between speaking up when something happens to you and speaking your mind. The only time I was allowed to speak as far as like grown adults talking is when it was an emergency or something like that. Like, oh, mom or dad or auntie, uncle, something happened with my cousin. Like, if like you playing outside, your cousin get hurt, something like that, or you really are opening up to your elders about something happening to you that's different. So I think, well, some people know what they're doing. Like you just letting your child just do any and everything and say any and everything, and it's not going to fly with other people because now by you letting your child have an opinion on everything or feel like letting them be comfortable with chiming in on grown folks conversations, they're going to feel like they're going to speak they're going to respect who they want to respect when they want to respect them. You're giving them a choice to respect which human beings to respect and not to respect. So they're gonna it's gonna be clouded. So it's better for you to raise your children to just be respectful. Even I was taught even if someone is having um, a not so good conversation in front of me, I just never spoke on it. Just be quiet about it. And I may go back to my parents like, hey, I felt this way when they were speaking. Like I said, it's a difference between when somebody is abusing your child, talking to your child crazy in any form of way. That's the difference. It's like, okay, yeah, mom, dad, this is what such and such did. That's the difference. Like, I get that part. I get that point where you don't want to get mixed up where a child is talking back and a child is being out of place because it's our responsibility as adults to be careful what we say around children. Be careful what we do and say. That's why I don't need to be in the presence of grown folks when they having conversations, especially if it's deep. If it's innocent, like I've even had like kids like if it's an innocent conversation, like we be talking about food or we be talking about a song, like that's different. Like, oh yeah, I like that song, cousin, I like that song. You know what I'm saying? It's innocent chiming in. That's you're being funny, but you never want to get to the point where your child is just interjecting, interceding on conversations when two adults are talking. That's never what you want to do because now they feel like they have an opinion, number one, on what you're talking about, and they're going to choose when and where and who they're going to respect, elders and authority. And it don't. And this may be a problem with you if you do have children. I don't know if you know somebody that has children or whatever. um, they're not going to want to be around your kids because they're not going to respect their your child may not respect them necessarily. Whoever you're trying to leave your child around or schooling, they're not going to want to be around them because now it's like you don't reprimand your children in certain areas, and they do. So it's better for them to just distance themselves from the whole situation. So it's not nobody being funny or anything like that. It's just they're trying to protect themselves and, back off, because what can you do with other people's children? Like, what can you do? Um, Now, your child say something to me all crazy. You can get them together. Not you. I don't mean by whipping or nothing like that, because I personally don't do that. I don't hit kids. I ain't got none of my own to hit, so I'm definitely not gonna hit nobody else's. And I've been given permission for that before, because some people like some people that are my age do not play that when it comes to their children, respecting elders. Um, they don't play that. They it's this myth where all the young people let their kids do anything. No, that's not true. Yeah, that whole myth of all young people let their kids get away with anything, that is totally not true, because I have some friends that have children, and they did not play that. When I would babysit them, they say, "Hey, you can't hit them," and it's like, I ain't gonna hit my baby. I'm the fun cousin. I'm the fun one. So I actually let that's nothing. I spoil them, so I let them do kind of not anything. You gonna respect me, but I just let them have fun. So I'm the fun one, so whatever. But it's just it's how do I say this? It's good to let your children have a voice when they're opening up to you and about things. I think people are getting twisted, covering up things and traumas that happens to them, and letting them be open about anything that, if unfortunately were to happen to them, with letting them just say and do anything. There's a difference between letting your child speak and open up, and you not covering up, because in the past a lot of things have been covered up and never handled. So that's why children felt they never had a voice, because if they did go to their mom or dad or whoever, um, were around them, whoever was around them, they would kind of get reprimanded for trying to open up and tell them what happened to them. So there's a difference between you letting your kid open up to you about their daily life or anything that were to happen to them, or if they felt a kind of way, or if they felt sad by what somebody said or did to them. That's different. It's a different thing between opening up and just being outright disrespectful and outright letting your kid do any and everything. And you choose, and some people are choosing when and where, um, their kid will respect and not respect somebody. They're choosing, basically, as I say nowadays, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy when you're telling your kid, okay, open your mind. You can have an open mind and, um, let your kid have free will, but don't choose the family members or friends or whoever you have around your child, which ones to respect and which ones not to respect, because you don't like them or you don't get down with how they are or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, let your kids have a voice. Let your kids talk to you. Everything don't have to be so serious. And I get, like, as they say, the old school teaching, I'm not your friend, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. I get that part, but kids do need kids do need a friend to talk to. Not saying that you have to let them do everything up under the sun, but when it's conversations that need to be had and they want to open up to you, don't make them feel like they can't, because you're going to run back to a family member and tell them what they opened up to you about. Have some kind of, what is that called? Confidentiality about yourself. You want your kids to trust you. You want your children to, be able to come to you with anything. That's why they don't come to you with everything, because you're going to go off and tell everybody, and it's going to be an issue. Either you're going to handle it or you're not. So that's the thing with that. But this is just my opinion on that. It's okay. Like I said, you do what you do in your, even if you're doing what I say with letting your kid have a free mind and chiming in on grown folks conversations, I suggest you don't. But if you're going to do that, everybody's not going to be too keen on you doing that. So if you gonna do that, do that behind closed doors in your household. But when they get outside and when they're in a teacher's presence or Sunday school teacher presence or other elders, everybody's not going to get down with that. So I think if you're going to do that behind closed doors with you and your spouse, or you and yourself, whatever your situation is. Don't have them out here not respecting authority when they want to have them respecting it, having them, making them feel like it's okay to pick and choose who to respect and who not to respect because they have an opinion, because you have an opinion about people, and now they're gonna be their own being as they grow and pick and choose who to respect. And then some teachers be confused, like, wait, this student is good, they're smart, they're about their work, but they're choosing not to do it, or they're choosing to disrespect me. I don't get it. Something's not adding up. It's because of that. So it's not necessarily somebody's being funny, not coming around your kid, because I've seen that. I've seen and heard that posted too about, oh, nobody comes to see my kids. It's up to you to build a relationship. I get that, but your parenting style is coming in between me trying to get to know your children or whatever, and you just don't put your foot down. Call me old school. I'm an old school young girl, whatever. But when it comes to that, yeah, I'm very big on that. I'm very big on respecting your elders. I was always older, so I guess they say with I was around my great aunts and stuff. I was around my great uncles and elders. Like I wanted that wisdom. I always craved that kind of wisdom. I always liked it. I don't know why, but I like being around wisdom. Like I was a kid, of course, but you chill with your aunts, you just get to know them, and they tell you, life stories, and your grandparents and stuff like that. You around your grandparents. I always love that because that's what my grandparents did to me, and they did with me. They were open about just teaching and stuff, just life, just their life, whatever. So I always respected it. It was just in me already, besides what my parents taught me. So just be careful with how I'd say, and no, I don't have children, but I I do have a right to say, just as a civilian, um, just be careful on how you take this video if you're watching it. Um, just be careful on your parenting styles as far as respect, as far as when it comes to that. Now, everybody got their own other thing, own other opinion in other areas and that. But as far as common respect to elders and common respect to other people around your children, make sure you instill that in them. And some people here don't know. Some people weren't raised like that, so they don't know. They're learning too. But it's just in these times, it's becoming more rebellious. Um, we all see it. People aren't respecting authority like they used to, and I get it. You're not gonna. There's way, and that's another thing. There's ways around some, because like I'm a chill person. I've always been chill. I've always, like I said, respecting my elders. Never got out of pocket or nothing like that. But there's a difference between how you handle the situation. Um, I'm glad my parents taught me this. They always say, even if somebody is being disrespectful to you, yes, you can call it out, but it's ways you do it. You don't. How do I say this? You don't just act in anger, react in anger. Just wait a moment and come back to them and be like, hey, auntie or uncle or cousin, whoever, I feel like you did this and I didn't do anything and you were just going off. It's ways to handle people that are acting unruly or just picking on you, or because there's some adult bullies out here, unfortunately. Um, there's ways to handle that. So teach your children ways to handle when an adult is being disrespectful to them, because they call that, some people call that talking back, and it's not talking back. It's, look, Miss, or whoever whoever it is, um, I didn't do anything to deserve this, but I would appreciate if you wouldn't talk to me in that manner. I respect, you as an elder, but I feel like you, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you going off the wall on me right here. It's ways you can do that. So I just feel like it's just a different time, man. It's just not the same. I feel like the 90s kids was kind of like the last. I don't know, but it's some amazing children out here. Ain't everybody on that. So don't believe everything you hear when you hear people saying, um, these millennials, they let their kids do anything. Because baby, that ain't true. That is not true. But just have respect for number one for yourself and for others around you. Whatever you do in your household, and when you come out, you respect people around you because everybody's not going to want to hear and see certain things in your lifestyle that you know can be offensive, or you know your language or your character is going to be offensive to somebody else. I'm not saying, like I said, don't walk on eggshells with being yourself and your children, but when it comes to common decency of respect and respecting elders and people in authority, there's ways you can handle it. But that's all I wanted to say. This video kind of long, but yeah, that's just a little topic I wanted to talk about. Just be careful with letting your kid just have free will and doing what they want and saying what they want in front of people and elders, and it's just, come on, some of y'all know, like, don't do that. But y'all have a good day, and yeah.